Good morning and welcome to Coffee Club. My name is Abby Smith and I'm running for mayor of Kokomo, and this is our weekly video series where I answer a personal and a policy question and we have coffee. So this week I have my Alice in Wonderland mug. My favorite quote I think is just, "We're all mad here." So anyway, the personal question is about how do you run for mayor? So not so much where do you file the paperwork and what are the mechanics, but a little more of how do you even do it? Like, how do you sustain so much energy, and how do you get so many things done, and how do you take care of your family and take care of yourself, etc. And the answer is kind of in one word: volunteers. they're they're amazing, and I absolutely could not do any of this without them. So after discussing, whether or not I'm going to run with family, I called in the good friends who you kind of run the idea by and see if you can even do it. Do they think you can do it, and will they help? So the answer has always been every single time I've asked, will you help me? And the answer is yes. And so I am so grateful for family and friends who have just kind of circled up around me to keep me grounded in who I am as a person, but also to pour their heart and soul into this campaign. And that is really meaningful to me. I'll talk about that in a second, but the cool thing too is that I've got friends all over the country. So I'm 38 and I've lived a couple of different places, and I've met people who've lived here and moved away, and it's just really cool for me to have a graphic design friend who's amazingly talented and living in Los Angeles and helping with the campaign, a friend and a volunteer from middle school. And then people who I've been friends with for a while who live in Tennessee, or friends in New York now, or Michigan. It's just awesome to have this network of people who are willing to help you. So thank you very much to my friends who've turned into volunteers. And then beyond that, we've got so many volunteers who help with the campaign, whether they knock on doors or make phone calls or stuff envelopes or anything in between. My grandmother just made 550 cookies, I think, or more for the golf outing that we had this week. So thank you, Nana, for doing that. And I think it's amazing to see people volunteer for a campaign. So at first you think, why are they doing this for me? I don't even know them, and they're just volunteering for me. And then you realize, if it's about you, you're doing it wrong. So they actually didn't volunteer for you. They volunteered for what the campaign stands for, and for what they believe in, and for the Kokomo that they want to see. And so that is absolutely an honor that I feel very heavily, and I take that burden seriously, that my name is the one on the ballot, and so it's up to me to keep going and know that as much as I'm counting on them, they're counting on me, and that this is a team that works together and tries to build the Kokomo of our future. So thank you to all of the volunteers, no matter how little you think you're contributing or how much I'm exhausting you. I just want to say thank you, because we absolutely couldn't do it without you. So the key in all of that, right, is asking for help. That's the very first thing that I did. And so with the policy question this week being, what are some great gathering spots in Kokomo, and kind of what's the vision for creating more, or where do we go from here? I thought that it was cool that these two went together. So I was canvassing yesterday and met two teenage girls. They're older teens, so 16, 17. And when I walked up, their question was, what kind of places can you create for us to hang out? So my brain immediately went to the million fun places that I find in Kokomo. So whether it's parks or trails, or going to a Jackrabbits game, or going to Kokomo Beach, or going to the movies. I love going to the movies. It's quiet, and it's, well, I guess it's not quiet. The movie's on, but nobody's talking. And it's cool and nice and air conditioned. And it's just a couple of hours of escape. So, I went through all of the things that I like to do, and then I just kind of stopped. I didn't actually tell them those answers. I just kind of thought them And then I paused and thought, that's the problem, is that I'm assuming that they want to do the same things that I want to do. And so if I answer this question with those things, or if I begin a plan in Kokomo to just make more of what I like, then I would be doing it wrong. So I asked, I said, guys, this is not a new question, right? Teenagers, especially older teenagers, have been bored for the history of the universe, and so it's always a question about how do you find activities or gathering places for teenagers so that they have fun and build good relationships and stay busy and stay out of trouble. So I just asked, what do you want to do, and is that something that you would be willing to step up to talk about? So would you serve on a committee where we just ask people, we ask teenagers, what kinds of things do you want to do, and what do we not have in the city that you're looking for? And they kind of sat up a little bit straighter and said, I would absolutely do something like that. That'd be really cool if you asked. So I thought that was amazing, and it really is simply how I do all of the work of community building, community organizing, community benefits that I've done over my career. Is I found that our instinct is to use our filters and use our experience to design a solution to whatever the problem is, or even create new ideas. It's only our experience, and in my opinion, that's simply the wrong way to do it, and it's short-sighted, and it usually isn't sustainable. So the key here and the difference maker is ask people for help who know what the subject matter of what you're talking about. So if you're trying to think of things for teenagers to do in your city, you should probably ask teenagers. If you're redesigning roads or getting ready to do a construction project, you should probably ask people who drive on that road, who live there. How does this affect you? What kinds of things do you want to see? That doesn't mean you can make everybody happy. It just means that you've asked and you've listened, and I guarantee you come to a better solution because of that listening. So I've said it from the very beginning, and citizens advisory councils are a tool of the city administration, but what I think they always have been, and so they will be again. But I think what we really need to do is take those seriously and staff them and make sure they're meeting regularly. We're always bringing more people in, making sure we have all perspectives of all of our community, and using their knowledge base, whether you're a bus driver, so you can help with understanding how construction projects affect drivability of roads, or if you're a teenager looking for fun things to do, whatever your skill set is, if we invite that in, listen to it, integrate it into the plan, we're going to come up with a better plan for everyone. So thank you very much for watching Coffee Club. I hope to see you again next week. We'll be out and about again, and this is a really fun process. Again, thank you to everyone who is involved. Thank you for everyone who says yes when I ask for help. And don't be afraid to reach out and contact the campaign and see how you can help. It is very, very cool to be a part of a big group of people who are excited about the future of Kokomo and stepping up to make a difference. Cheers.